Praise the Lord and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So happy and excited to have this wonderful opportunity to come to you today to lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response, to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. The grief is what we feel on the inside. Mourning is how it's revealed on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because mourning is a good thing. And I want to thank you for joining us on today as we did a prepare to lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 356. Today is 356. I'm so glad you're in the mix. We're going to talk real briefly about it's no wonder if I worry. It's no wonder if I worry. Anxiety and fear are normal parts of grief. The death has caused a major disruption, knocking lots of things out of kilter. It's no wonder if I feel anxious. This is common among so many people that have experienced loss, change, and transition. You feel anxious. It causes a little bit of anxiety. It causes a little bit of worry. You begin to worry about yourself. You begin to worry about life. You begin to worry about somebody else transitioning. That death has a way of causing a little bit of anxiety, causing a little bit of fear, or perhaps a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear. That so many people experience this when they go themselves through loss, change, and transition. Everything's been knocked out of kilter. There's been a major disruption. No wonder if you feel anxious. As a result of the death, my everyday life may be changing in significant ways. You be amazed, y'all, how much your everyday life is shifted and changes because of somebody that's transitioned. I'm talking about routines. I'm talking about things that you were used to doing, calling the people, showing up, doing this, that, and the other. That everything begins to shift and change, right? Everything begins to shift and change as a result of what happens. Or my hopes and dreams for the future may be changing. Death makes you reevaluate yourself. It makes you reevaluate your life. It makes you reevaluate your hopes and your dreams. That everything begins to shift, y'all, because of what happens. It's like things have been unearthed, right? And so now you begin to reassess, you begin to reevaluate, you begin to look at things differently, right? You got to make some decisions. This is just a normal part of what you experience when you go through grief. As a result of the death, my everyday life may be changing in significant ways, or my hopes and dreams for the future may be changing. Or I might be worried about more unwanted losses and changes again. Everything is heightened, right? It's like I lost one period, am I going to lose another? I lost one sibling, am I going to lose another? I lost one child, am I going to lose another? That this worry, this anxiety begins to just kind of creep in and settle in a little bit. All the uncertainty and change has me worrying. But when I talk to trusted listeners about my fears, they begin to subside. Y'all, first of all, when I begin to talk to trusted listeners, number one, that's mourning. Mourning is expressing outwardly what you're feeling inwardly. And so it is important that you mourn. Just don't feel it without revealing it. And so, whatever fear, whatever anxiety you have, you need to express it. Some of us walk around with these thoughts, these fears, these anxieties, and we keep it to ourselves. And that's one of the worst things you can do. You don't want to keep this thing to yourself. You want to express, you want to get it out. What are you feeling? What are your thoughts? What's the anxiety? What are you worrying about? You don't want to suppress, you want to express. You don't want to ignore, you want to explore. So when I begin to talk to trusted listeners, come on, that means a safe place and a safe space. That means as you navigate through this journey, you got to have a safe place and safe space where you can go, people you can turn to, people you can talk to, people that you can express your heart to, right? Or you can get this thing off your chest. So you got to know and understand the power, number one, of mourning, expressing outwardly what you're feeling inwardly, but then also having a safe place, right, where you can go, a trusted listener. When I begin to talk about my fears, here it is, they begin to subside. Why do they begin to subside? Why do they begin to subside? Because release brings about relief, right? Release brings about relief. When I mourn, express outwardly what I'm feeling inwardly to a trusted listener in a safe place and in a safe space, those fears begin to subside. Why? Because release brings about relief. I want to tell you, it is important that you release. It is important that you release. Empty the cares of your heart. That release is going to bring about a relief that you so desperately need as you navigate through this journey. And y'all, that's the magic of mourning. Ain't no secret pills, ain't no secret formula, there's no magic wand. That's the magic of mourning. When I express outwardly what I'm feeling inwardly in a safe place and safe space, that fear, all this stuff begins to subside. That's how you navigate through the process. It's only when you suppress and only when you don't have a village or community or safe place where you can, that's when you start to leak. That's when you start to leak on people that love you. That's when you start to bleed on people that didn't cut you. That's when it starts to ooze out of you, right? Because you are holding something in that's trying to get out, right? And you got to let that thing out. Here it is. Here's the final thought. When I give attention to my fears, they begin to soften. When I give attention to my fears, they begin to soften. Sometimes you just got to look that thing in the face. You got to express it. You got to give attention to it. You'll find it's not as intimidating as you think it is. It's not as big and scary as you initially thought it was. Because when you give attention to it, it will begin to soften. Today, my brothers and sisters, is day 356. I'm so glad y'all in the mix. It's no wonder if I worry. Look, thank y'all for joining us on today. I don't know if y'all got any questions or anything. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. Y'all hang on and hold on. We gonna make it. I appreciate y'all joining us on today. I'm on my way to do a homegoing celebration right now, and so y'all keep Sister Connie and them lifted up in prayer. And Mother Darden's brother's funeral was just today. Kelly Bivens, I know her mother transition. So much loss, change, and transition going on. And so keep your family lifted up in prayer. I appreciate y'all. Pray my strength in the Lord that I may be able to minister the way God desires for me to. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Let's go.